So it's important that you know that I have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm going to give it a try anyway. My last table saw had a router table built into it. I got this Powermatic saw at auction. It's a nice saw, but it doesn't have a router table in it, so I thought I would add one. The extension's wood. I'm going to rebuild this extension anyway, so I thought I'd give it a try by mounting this one. I ended up buying it from Amazon. It's some off-brand one, but it looked exactly like the old school version, and it said it would fit my router, and it was sub $200, so I thought I would give it a try because it's got an aluminum plate, and it's the cheapest one I could find that still had an aluminum top plate. Anyway, it came with all the inserts. Some of the reviews said that it wasn't put together very tight, that you wanted to put Loctite on all the screws, so I decided to do that before I ever even thought about mounting it. So here I am just taking out all the screws. I got some blue Loctite in case I do have to take them out later. At least it'll be a little bit easier. That's the back side of my hands in case you're wondering. Yeah, for some reason in that light, I look old. Maybe I am old. I don't know. Anyway, I got all these screws out, put Loctite on them, and put them back in. Oh look, it's Brent. Just kidding, that's Silverio. It's nice. You should say hi to him. He's pretty cool. He's fun to talk to. But anyway, make sure you Loctite the threaded rod, the top of the threaded rod, right here. And don't Loctite this one because it has to spin as you're adjusting the router up and down. I did not do that, so here I am trying to Loctite it while it's underneath there. There's also a set screw in that thing up there. Make sure you pull that out before you screw that rod back up, and then Loctite the set screw as well. Okay, good work. Thanks. Bye. So I got it all put back together. I went to fit my router in it. I just have a Bosch router, whatever their 3.5-inch router is. There was a couple burrs on the inside of that clamp that holds the router in there. It took me a minute to figure out why it wouldn't slide down there, but then once I did, I just went and got a file, cleaned those burrs up, and it slid right in. Once you get it all together, make sure you take these 4 little screws out that are right there. And then when you get your plate put in, your router put in, put a little Loctite on those as well. They will back out. So that's what holds your router in. So you're going to want those pretty secure. So I recommend waiting until you have the router mounted where you want it before you put Loctite on those little screws. I actually did that. I'm surprised I didn't mess that up. And I would recommend adjusting the router up and down a little bit with the thing in place so that you know right where the router is going to come to at its top. I wanted to be able to change bits from the top side, so I adjusted the router in that spot so that it would clear the top of my table when I had it all the way up. Then just tighten it in place and put those little screws in. There you go. Good work. So I traced the plate and all the screws and everything onto that piece of paper, and then decided I would use that piece of paper as my router guide. Then I just clamped that level to the table and used it as a guide. I don't recommend doing it this way. You should build a box. It'll go a lot faster than what I did. What I did was painful and annoying. So just build a box, then router it out. It'll be a lot faster. Yeah, so that paper really didn't do me any good at all. In the end, I ended up tracing it right onto the table and then just moving my level around and clamping it down with some boards and whatnot. And yeah, I know I said this already, but build a box. It'll be a lot easier with a jig. And once I had it to where it almost fit, I went and got a chisel because I'm a professional, or because I should have built a jig. Either way, it looked good when it was done. Once it was in, I checked it to make sure it was all flat and there wasn't any high spots. It does come with some little handy adjustable Allen heads that go in those little holes that are all the way around it. That's pretty nice. I didn't take a long time setting those up because, like I said, I am going to rebuild this table extension here in a little bit. But I did put them in place so that those holes wouldn't fill with dirt, and also so I wouldn't lose the screws. Then, pre-drill some holes. Put your mounting screws in, and yeah, it's ready to use after that, sort of. So far I was happy with everything about this router plate. I thought I got a super sweet bargain, but turns out these plates that came with it don't really tighten up. They get down in there and they're loose, You can see here I'm trying to wrap tape around this one to make it a little tighter. That didn't work either. So the whole time you're using it to router, they shake. I'm gonna have to figure out a way to remedy that, or this isn't gonna work well. So here we go, we're gonna make some cuts. Whenever I make a cutting board, I like to cut a little 45-degree angle on the bottom of them so you can pick them up off the table, and I'm too lazy to cut handles. I don't really like that pin, but I'm gonna try it anyway. In the end, it did its job. I can't really be too unhappy with it. It was 160 bucks. The only downside are the insert plates. They suck actually. But good luck. Let me know what you want me to do next.